Okay, today guys we have the Kappa 303S. This is a 3-inch mid-range. It comes with a bandpass crossover, which you see right here. Comes with the grill and obviously the speaker. I'll show you why these are cool in a minute, but these are part of the Inifinity Kappa 3-way component set that you can run in passive. Basically, you can have your own 3-way setup without having a DSP. These are made by Inifinity or Harman Kardon. It says 2021 Innovation Award. So let's open it, see what we got here. So in the package, you're gonna get stickers, and you get these little cool little logo emblems, sticker things that I thought is pretty cool because you mount them on a grill or something. Okay, so we got the passive crossovers, and we have the speaker right here. I like that they don't seal these up, just in case you can't use them, you can send them back. You don't have to, you know. They do come with screws and stuff. So actually, these are Allen key screws, and they give you a little Phillips or Allen key bit. Nice little grill. These are kind of made out of plastic. Still a good looking little speaker. Cone feels good. There's rubber surround. So they're 55 watts RMS, 165 watts peak. We don't care about that. But the cool thing is that the sensitivity on these is like 93 dB, so less power, more sound, efficient speaker. Look at how beautiful that speaker is. It's not as heavy or as nice as the Kappa Perfect, I will say, but it's still a very decent speaker. Now here's the cool part about these speakers. So they come with these connectors for the Kappa 3-way setup. So it comes with this connector, and you plug this in, and basically you're going to plug this into your tweeter or your mid-bass crossover, and then the mid-bass crossover, or you can plug this into the tweeter, and then the tweeter crossover plugs into the mid-bass, so they all plug in, and then you just have your positive negative right here, and that divides the frequencies to your speaker. So if you don't have a DSP and you want to run passive, that's pretty cool. Makes it pretty easy. And technically you can put these anywhere because they're really small. Hell, you could probably shove them in the hole where the speaker is going to go. And if this wire isn't long enough, then you would just extend it. So yeah, so one here, and then one to go over there. So yeah, and like I said, if these don't reach, you would just extend the wire to where you need it to go. So we're not going to be using those because we're going to be using the Kappa Perfect 3-way crossover, the massive beast of passive crossover that we have. So we're going to leave this intact. I'm just going to leave the passive crossovers in the box. Now with that said, we will be trying these speakers out. The reason we ordered these is because the 3.5s require some modification, and if we can accomplish the same thing with these speakers here, we will probably not be using the Kappa Perfect, even though it is a bigger and better speaker. I will note that these play higher, but they don't play as low, but it's only 50 hertz difference. So these go down to 200 hertz, and the Kappa Perfect goes down to 200 hertz. Very minimal difference, but these have a higher sensitivity. I think the Kappa Perfect has like an 86, 87 dB sensitivity, and these are like 93. Another cool thing about these Kappa Perfect speakers is that they are 3 ohms, so you can technically get more power out of your amplifier to power these up. So excuse the wind chime, guys, I'm sorry, but that's pretty much a brief overlook on these speakers. Stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and install these, try them out, see if they are worth the money. These are actually snap in right there like that, or no, you put the screw in. It's got screw holes. Yep. Not sure how that snaps in, but anyways, yeah, I like that's blacked out too. That's pretty cool. It's got like a nice finish on it, but again, there's the speaker. We might have to get some ABS, trace this, and make a mount, but being that it's 3 inches, it should fit right in the hole. Alright guys, let's try it out and see what it sounds like. Okay guys, before we do the sound test, I want to show y'all what they look like next to each other. So that's the 3-inch Kappa, and this is the 3.5 Perfect, Kappa Perfect. This one does feel a little cheaper. This one feels a lot heavier, well made, and it has metal. This surround is out of plastic. There's the back side. As you can tell, the Perfect is a lot larger and deeper. Yep, it's definitely a lot deeper. So, just something to consider. Another thing is Inifinity kind of dropped the ball. This one's good because it's got screw terminals, although not the greatest, but it still makes it easier to connect and reconnect and take out. Just when you tighten those, make sure they're just snug, because if you go too hard, they will strip. These are spade terminals, and which is fine. I can get these all day. These, on the other hand, are really hard to find. It's locally, at least. I've tried to find them on Amazon. I can't find them. Luckily, I have a couple laying around that someone gave me from an audio shop, but they really dropped the ball on not giving you that. I mean, they gave you everything else. They gave you these grills you probably won't ever use. They gave you all these screws and clips. They even give you the surround foam, which is right here. And they give you these little screws to go inside your little holes here, which these are special screws. But they even give you logos and stickers and all that, but they don't give you the damn 4 little spade terminals that you need. So good luck trying to find those. Just something worth mentioning. I just wanted to show y'all what they look like next to each other. Let's see if we can. Yeah, see, you can tell that it's definitely deeper and bigger. So okay guys, we're in the car, and we've got the Inifinity Kappa Perfect 3.5 in the passenger side. That's the 3.5, and we have the Inifinity Kappa 3-inch in the driver's side for now. We're gonna be switching back and forth. Now, I will say these probably will benefit more from a DSP if you ran them active, because I feel like they're a little brighter than the 3-inch Kappa. But with that said, the 3-inch Kappa is a silk dome, and I think this is what do they call it? A fiber cone. So it's different material. This one feels a lot better in your hand. Well made. It's metal. It's heavier, heavy duty. But I'll let you guys decide. Now keep in mind, these are in 3-way configuration. We got the tweeter, the woofer, and the mid-range, so we're basically going to be paying attention to the mid-range. Another thing, guys, if you have the Inifinity Kappa Perfect set and the 3.5, I've noticed that, and if you don't have a sub, you can run them down to 60 hertz and you can play them all the way up if your gains are set properly. That's if you have an aftermarket head unit. If you're using a, you know, if you're just replacing them with your factory speakers, then your head unit or your amplifier is probably already going to have bass roll off, or it's going to have crossover set. But if you don't, if you have an aftermarket head unit, an amplifier, and you've set your gains correctly, you can actually run it down to 63 hertz at 12 dB and get a fuller mid-bass sound. I do that anyways. It blends well with the sub, and the sub's running at 80 hertz, 12 dB. Also, another thing is, if you have an aftermarket head unit, I'll be making another video on how to set up your settings properly. I have a Pioneer here. I want to talk about the loudness feature. That's something that most factory radios already come with, and basically it amplifies the sound at low volumes, and then it rolls it off as you turn up the volume. So basically it just gets it back to normal where it would be without it on. That's why in car stereos and factory radios you hear the bass hitting hard at low volumes. That's your loudness feature, not your bass boost. Don't confuse them, because it's not that. But your loudness feature is going to amplify your highs and your lower frequencies to sound good at low volumes. And like I said, once you turn up the volume, it slowly starts to roll back down to normal, and it just sounds better at low volumes. Now that's something you got to play with. It's different for every car and different for every setup, amplifiers and all that. But for me, I'm running it at mid. Low was too low. It you know, I didn't hear the bass. Obviously off, it just sounds kind of weak, and it lacked body. But once I went to low, I was like, okay, it starting to sound better. I went to mid and it sounded great, and then I tried high and it's also sounding great. But then when you turn it up, it's starting to distort. So I found a good middle ground at mid. But that's something I want to talk about in another video. But first, we're going to try to find some copyright-free music, and we're going to switch back between the two speakers. I just want to show you that we have it over here in the dash hooked up, and as you can see, it fits perfectly. I might have to trim a little corner there, but it would sit perfectly. Over there, we do have the Kappa Perfect in the dash there, and the cover is on, but that one needed some finessing to get in there. The 3-inch doesn't need any help, so let's try to see what we can get here playing, and we're gonna move back and I'll let you guys decide. I will say I think the 3-inch sounds warmer, being that it's a Silk Dome mid-range. That one sounds a little louder, and it kind of overpowers the other speakers, I feel. But like I said, it would probably benefit more from a DSP if you're like me and just running passive for now, until I get enough money to buy a active DSP, or go active and get a DSP or DSP amplifier. This is what we got to work with. And I kind of left it at 80 dB because I want y'all to get kind of, well, I guess we could go down. Oh, we're at 63. If you can hear it, you can hear the bass playing. Alright, let's try the... This is the driver's side, this is the 3-inch. I can go to 32 before I cross the distortion point. the bass doesn't distort the sound of the mid-range, which is what we're trying to focus on here. Kappa. The difference is very minimal, I feel. Alright, passenger perfect. Let's bring them together. This song kind of sucks. That's just the front speakers and no subwoofer. Sounds very clean. That crackling in the back. Sorry guys, this sounds like crap. This is YouTube, so it's not the best quality. And I want to play some non-copyrighted music or copyrighted music, but YouTube is really bad about dinging people for that stuff. So let's try to find something else. The only problem I feel with YouTube is that the quality sounds like crap, so. will say, guys, with time, speakers break in and they start sounding better and better and better. So this one's had some time to break in. The driver's side, I just got them today, so they really haven't had any time to break in. But even then, they still sound good. I want to find a good song to do these speakers justice. Now, if you do want to get loud eventually, I would stick with the Perfects because they get louder. But if you just want clean sound and don't want to get too complicated and you're not planning on going active, then yeah, probably the 3-inch with the Kappa Perfect 2-way set. Make it the 3-way set. You should be good to go. And I'm actually running 75 watts to these, but they're rated for 100 with the with just the tweeter and the woofer. So if you might add the mid-range, so another 75, so 175. But even at 80 hertz, they still sound, the woofers, the mid-range, the mid-bass still sounds good. It sounds like it's hitting decent. But the thing with the mid-range speaker is that it helps bring the sound stage up to the dash, especially since if you're upgrading, you're gonna get rid of the center speaker, and you're gonna try to time align it to meet in the middle. Plus, those middle speakers are usually junk, and if you leave them in there, they're probably gonna distort before your other speakers do. So I don't recommend that. But it makes the mid bass sound come like it blends in. So the woofer and the mid-range mid bass blend, so it sounds like your bass is, and then when you get the sub involved, it sounds like the bass is coming from up here and not down here. So that's another reason to get a mid-range, to amplify your bass signal and make it sound like your sound is coming from the dash and not down at your feet. I probably should have had these planned out a little bit better, but I just got the speakers. But like I said, these songs suck and the quality sucks. Let's see what this sounds like. I contemplate back how I feel. But you make it way too hard to think. What I've seen in the past, I won't get an impact. I would try. And the only reason I say the quality sucks is because when I play Apple Music, you can tell that it just sounds a whole lot better. I'll play a few seconds of the song. Just you hear that? I mean, even the bass hits out harder. I have to kill it when she starts singing. So that's the music, guys. That was the test. Hopefully you got to feel what the Perfect 600 sound like, and also what the mid-range sound like. So hopefully you like this video. If you do, subscribe to the channel. I'll try to put out more content. I'm by no means some great audiophile. I just like music, I like speakers, and I'm always doing different reviews and testing different speakers. I feel like if you're going to test a speaker, obviously you're not going to hear what I hear in person, but maybe with a good set of headphones you can get a feel of some of these speakers. And also when you bench test these speakers, you're not really getting a good feel for them. So I feel like testing them in a vehicle is the best scenario or environment that you could test these, because a lot of factors go into it, like humidity, temperature, location of the speaker, whether you're running passive or active. So I'm just sharing my experience and my scenario with y'all. So if you have something similar, you can maybe imitate it or kind of have an idea of what it would sound like. I've already had people ask me with pickup trucks, you know, how to do certain things. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help people learn and get in the car audio. There's a lot of good people on YouTube like Dean and Fernando. There's Mark from Car Fabrication. So if you get a chance, check out their channels as well, guys. So if you have any questions, drop them down below, and we'll see you on the next one.